About 3 years ago, Fred and I decided to sit down and record our conversations. We had no idea whether anybody would watch. The sound wasn't great, and I pulled out the camera and I started to record the scene.
It's like talking to a wall, mate. To talk to you.
But I'm asking, tell me, David, I beg you, tell me.
Don't act like a prat.
The lighting wasn't much better, and I was still figuring out my delivery. And one shoot that I brought you along on was I photographed the head of Mike Aronson, I think his name was. He was the head of Save the Children, and I got you wearing this mask, and the pictures are quite sinister and strange. Looking back now, we look like a couple of blithering idiots, but it was fun. Somehow, here we are, more than 50,000 subscribers later, and nearly 7 million views across the channel. We're definitely not Mr. Beast, but we have made something that neither of us could have envisaged when we started. While looking at the early recordings, we stumbled across a clip of me talking about Sinéad O'Connor. We made the interview around the time of her death. It was a poignant moment. I mean, I really liked her. So we've decided to show you the film. It's a bit rough around the edges, but hopefully still worth listening to. Hi, Harry Borden. I'm a photographer, and I'm talking about Sinéad O'Connor. I photographed Sinéad in 2012. I was a huge fan when I first heard Nothing Compares to You, and it was an amazing cover of the Prince classic. I would have loved to have photographed her back then. Speaking as a member of the bald community, I thought her look was so fierce. She was so beautiful that she could carry it off. So she was performing at St George's Hall in Bristol, which is a Georgian neoclassical building that I think used to be a church. And it was sort of in this sort of neglected graveyard that had weeds growing out among the tombstones. When I arrived at the location, I thought this is a fantastic place to do the shoot. The magazine, Stern, it was a German magazine, they wanted pictures against a white backdrop. So I sort of went off piste a bit and persuaded Sinéad to come out into this sort of graveyard area. And those are I think they're probably my favourite pictures from the day. I spent so long sort of photographing her in the hour or so before she was due to perform that I kind of forgot that they needed these pictures against a white backdrop. And so she was kind enough to let me take some pictures in her dressing room just before she was about to go on. She was, I mean, it's impossible to know what people are like. You know, you're there to make a portrait for a magazine. It's not like you're their friend. But she did seem vulnerable. She seemed emotionally raw, introspective, but at the same time kind of fierce and impressive. And eventually, when she went on stage, she gave an amazing performance. I stayed for the gig. My assistant and I sort of had really good seats near the front, and I just felt, I don't normally do live pictures, but I got up and I took my camera out of its bag and I went to the front of this church. It wasn't like a normal place that you'd have a band playing. It was sort of very spiritual. And I went to the front of near the stage, and I took pictures of her performing. And I'm really glad I did, because they're quite different to live pictures, which are often taken on long lenses. They're taken on a standard lens, and I'm right there up close. And I didn't use a flash or anything like that. I just kept it sort of very intimate, and it was a really memorable shoot. And I found out later that she'd had a breakdown in the months leading up to this performance and the shoot that I did, you know, and the interview. This was kind of like her returning to the stage. So it was a heightened emotional experience, sort of meeting her on that occasion. So that was a bit weird. Watching back now, the thing that stands out is how much we've learned, the importance of sound, the science of storytelling. And hopefully I'm a bit more polished in front of the camera. I'll let you decide. One thing that hasn't changed, one thing that's still there, is how much I enjoy sharing these stories with Fred. When we started the channel, we genuinely thought it might just be a few friends and family that would watch. Instead, we found ourselves part of a wonderful community of people who love not just photography, but creativity generally, music, magazines, even my opinions, stories. So before we finish, we simply wanted to say thank you. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed, watched a film, left a comment, shared an episode, or even, and this doesn't happen very often, obviously, bizarrely stopped us when we're out and about to say they recognise us and say they like the channel. We're especially grateful to other creatives on YouTube that we've met. Jamie Windsor, obviously, Marley Davis, Ed Thompson, and Mark and Ben from The Full Frame, whose encouragement, friendship, enthusiasm, support have meant a great deal to us. So here's to the next chapter. We have big plans, so hopefully this is just the beginning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.